Hello there, Jinrai Prime 666 here. I'm doing this video as a kind of response to some things that I've seen on YouTube recently. Well, some of these things have been around for a little while, but I feel the need to throw in my 2 cents, as they would say in America, or 2p I suppose over here in the UK. But as some of you may or may not know, as it says on my channel name is Chris Anime Guy, but I refer to myself as Jinrai Prime 666 because that's my name on things like Steam and stuff like that. But obviously, as my channel name implies, I am an anime fan. Now, I have been an anime fan, like properly an anime fan, ever since I was about 16 years old. I am now 28, so I've been an anime fan for quite a while. But basically, this little video that I'm doing is basically to describe how I feel as an older fan about newer fans. Now, I have absolutely nothing against new people discovering anime and, you know, thinking, oh yeah, this is pretty cool, I'll, you know, give it a go, and then you end up liking it. That's awesome. You know, it's always good for a fan base to grow and improve and whatnot. However, as an older fan, I feel I should give a couple of words of wisdom, so to speak. But I make myself sound like an authority on the subject. I am in no way an authority, but I just feel like I should throw in some of my opinions. Now, bear in mind, these are just opinions, okay? So don't take anything I say as fact. It's just opinion. But as an older fan, I think there's something that the newer fans miss out on. Now, from videos I've seen from people like Immortalium, who is someone I just started watching, he made a point in a video recently, it was about a month ago, I think it was. He looked at the latest issue of an anime magazine you get over here in the UK called Neo, where an article by Jonathan Clements, who is he is like a proper anime expert. He basically made a mention in this column of how newer fans only want the new stuff in terms of anime. They don't care really about the older stuff. Like, apparently he was surprised of how many new otaku, if you want to use that term, I just say anime fan or whatever, but he was surprised of how many new fans have not seen older classics such as Akira, Ghost in the Shell, Cowboy Bebop. I can name some other ones like hell, Mobile Police Pat Labor, or even things like Lupin the Third and whatnot. You know, these are shows that have been around for a long time, and it's just a shame that so many new fans don't want to give these things a go. Now, some people could argue, oh, you know, because some of these things have been out of print, or you've just not been able to buy them or whatnot, is the reason why they haven't been able to watch them. But there is the whole thing of, because you could probably say it's a pretty safe bet that a vast majority of newer fans watch their new stuff online before they actually buy it. Because obviously, how can there be a massive fan base for something like Attack on Titan before it's even had an official release outside of Japan? Yeah? But whatever, that's besides the point. That's going a bit off topic. But the point is, you know, they will watch a new show online, but, you know, if you can watch a new show, why don't you watch the old one? I mean, so I think the whole thing of it being out of print doesn't really hold water. That argument does not hold water. You know, I mean, for crying out loud, you know, all these people are just watching stuff online. I mean, that's not to say that, you know, some of them probably wouldn't buy it if it was legitimately available for them to buy. Majority of them probably would. But it does raise the question of, you know, if they're only interested in the new stuff but don't like the old stuff, why is that? You know, just because something is old doesn't mean it's bad. You know, I mean, as an older fan, yeah, I suppose I'm a little biased towards the older stuff because it's the older stuff is how I got into anime. I mean, I'm 28 for crying out loud. Of course I've watched more older stuff. I mean, I will freely admit, due to various things in life, I just haven't been able to keep up on anime, like as in new anime, for a very long time. You know, I think the newest anime I've seen was Kill la Kill, but that was only very briefly. I only saw a little bit of it. I haven't watched it all. I like it because of the guy, one of the guys who's involved in it worked on Gurren Lagann. But you could say, oh, Gurren Lagann is a new anime, but it's not that new anymore. I mean, hell, I find it quite funny of how, you know, people say, oh, the new anime and whatnot. Like, they'll bring up, you know, like 3 of the most popular anime you could say are shows like Bleach, One Piece and Naruto. I find it quite funny how you could say they're new anime. They're still bringing out new episodes, but the series themselves have been out for over a decade. I mean, hell, look at Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is still incredibly popular, but Dragon Ball itself has been around for a very long time. So, I find it funny of how you could class that as new anime when it really isn't. You know, I think when you reach that realization, I think you can open yourself up to the fact that there is a whole sea of anime out there that you can just watch. You know, and there are a lot of them you can still get legitimately. You know, you don't always have to resort to watching something online to get your anime fix, you know? I mean, yeah, it can be a bit annoying how you have to wait, but, you know, at the end of the day, you'll be supporting the industry, you know? So, and there's nothing wrong with that, because without our support, they can't go on. But, having said that, I, as a younger fan, when I was first, like, properly getting into anime, I mean, this may sound silly, but the show that got me properly into anime was Pokemon. That sounds pretty stupid, I know, but it's simply because I started playing the game, and then I started watching the show, and then I remembered, oh, I've actually seen other shows like this, and that made me want to find out what they were and track them down, and I did. And then my older brother introduced me to some other shows that he had on VHS from Manga Entertainment. This is, you know, back in the day. They were shows like Fist of the North Star, Cyber City Oedo 808. Let's see how many people recognise that. And other things like Bubblegum Crisis. I absolutely love Bubblegum Crisis. It's a wicked show. It's one of the best cyberpunk animes out there. That's going slightly off the point, but you know, I tried as a newer fan to watch stuff as it was coming out. Now, this was when I was about 17, 18, and no, actually, probably still when I was about 16, 17, actually. And this is when, you know, broadband had only just come out, so. But a lot of regions here in the UK were still tied to dial-up. And watching anime online when you're on dial-up was just unfeasible. You just can't, because it was so slow, and, you know, it would be like, it was the same for reading manga. You just would not be able to. It was just so ridiculous. And when it came to that point, I made a conscious decision where if I wanted to carry on watching anime and like buying anime and whatnot, I would have to do something, you know, definite to make sure I could carry on this hobby of mine. So what I did was I decided to import. I import anime. A vast majority of anime I watch now is imports, DVDs and whatnot, mostly from America. I still get the stuff over here when I see it, but that's only when I see it. But having said that, you know, I do import a lot of my anime. Now, some people could say, oh, you know, importing is kind of like piracy because you're not actually buying it from your region, you're buying it from another region. But I say to that, if my region isn't going to bother having the stuff that I actively want to buy, well, what can you do? You know, I have a Region Zero DVD player. It plays everything. I have the best of both worlds, really. or all worlds in this case, but whatever. But because I couldn't keep up with every show, you know, especially, and I did fall out with anime for a little while when it came to, like, shortly after Naruto came out, I just couldn't keep up. Just could not keep up. So at that point I made another conscious decision to pretty much stick with one genre. Now I like all different kinds of genres of anime, but the genre I like most is mecha. I am an absolute mech head. Love it to death. And the reason I stuck with that is because the vast majority of what I like watching is in mecha. Now, mecha isn't just about, you know, giant robots and giant explosions, big guns and all that. You know, it can include comedy, it can include harems, yes, it can include ecchi, it can include drama, but, you know, it's got loads of different things. And it's all with giant robots, and what's wrong with giant robots? But, you know, I just like that. And I actually discovered a lot of the mecha animes that I like through a video game series called Super Robot Wars. Now, if any of you don't know what Super Robot Wars is, Super Robot Wars is a strategy RPG that first came out in 1991 in Japan on the Game Boy. And basically it takes various mecha animes and puts them together into one story. Like the very first one on the Game Boy had Mazinger Z, or Majinga Z if you want to call it by its Japanese name. Well, the Majinga series, Getter Robo, and the Gundam series, mainly the Universal Century series at that time. And ever since then it's included a whole plethora of different mecha anime. You know, and I discovered more of the particular genre of anime that I like from playing those games. And as such, I have lots of different favourites from playing Super Robot Wars, and I love it. And it's also led me to discover other ones that I wouldn't necessarily have known about. And that's one of the best things with anime, is there is so many different varieties of anime out there. Not just the stuff that gets released by Funimation and whatnot. There's a whole load of anime out there that, you know, I think you just have to... I think new fans just aren't courageous enough to go exploring. You know, I mean, it can be daunting. I mean, anime has been around for a long time, and manga even more so. But don't feel daunted. You know, there is something out there for everybody. You know, just have fun with it and go exploring. Just enjoy your hobby, regardless of what anybody says. It doesn't matter. You know, and that is one very important advice I found out while being an anime fan for so long. It doesn't matter if you only follow the new shows. I think it's a bit short-sighted for you to only focus on the new stuff, but that's just my personal opinion. I really think if you're a new fan, it's worth your time and worthwhile to the industry as a whole, and the whole hobby of liking anime and manga, to explore, find new stuff to you which may be old to someone else. You may end up liking it, you never know. You just got to be courageous enough to go exploring. There's nothing wrong with that. Just with watching things recently, I just felt I had to give some of my opinions, and hopefully, you know, I don't think I'm going to really change many people's minds. You know, if you only want to watch the newer stuff, you only watch the newer stuff. If you only want to watch old stuff, you only watch old stuff. But I think it is a disservice to the whole industry if you're not at least willing to explore. You know, even though I prefer older shows, it's like, and my preferred genre is mecha, I do watch other things like, you know, I've seen shows like Cowboy Bebop, Blood for the Last Vampire, Love Hina, Azumanga Daioh, things like, trying to think now. I've only seen a couple of episodes of this, but things like Fruits Basket, Ronin Kenshin, Kill la Kill, obviously. Not really gotten around to watching things like Attack on Titan, just haven't been able to, and I'm sure it's a good series. I'm just not too worried about it at the moment. You know, I mean, my girlfriend, she's seen it all and she intends to pick it up when it comes out on DVD, so I'll probably wait till she's got it on DVD and just watch it then. So anyway, just enjoy whatever you want to watch, regardless of if it's new or old. So hopefully some of you enjoyed this video and didn't get too angry at me, but whatever. Anyway, hopefully I'll do some more videos, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Thanks for listening.